All right. Thank you everyone for taking your time to be here tonight. So tonight we are here, or we are gathered here because of project/product management overview session. But before we dive in, I will tell you a bit about myself, a bit about the company, and also then after that we can get started. I have a few slides to share with you. Then after I'm done, I have the facilitator that will tell you more about the journey. And finally, we take Q&A. Any question that you have at the end of the session, please kindly raise your hand and I'll be calling you, I'll be unmuting you to ask your question. And also, you can drop your question on the chat as well. But the sole aim is that we are here to learn together. So don't be shy to ask questions. Don't be shy to raise your hand. And I believe by the end of this session, we must have learned one or two things as regards project and product management journey. All right, so without further ado, my name is Akin Oladeji, and I happen to be the founder of Learn with Pride. And at Learn with Pride is an IT training organization that is based in the UK. The sole aim is to help people that wants to transition from a non-IT or non-technical background into the IT space. So we run different IT trainings, ranging from project management, product management, business analysis, Scrum Master, product owner, software testing, data analysis, database engineer, web development, just to name a few. So we run like 8 different IT trainings, so to say. We've been in existence for the last over 4 years now. And over that 4 years, in all the courses that we offer, over 20,000 has passed through this organization as well. And the good thing is, or why we are different is, we focus on the practical training. We focus on what is as in what we know that matters, what we know that will get you the job. We don't beat around the bush, so that means we don't focus. If you want to go and write certification exam, we don't focus on that, because even writing the certification exam, having a certificate doesn't guarantee you getting the job. Because nowadays companies are looking for people who can do the job, not the people who has the theoretical knowledge, So you'll be getting the practical knowledge on this journey. And also, you get your hands dirty as well by working on a live project. But I'll talk about that as we go ahead. Sorry, 1 second. All right, so that is a bit about the company. And as I said, over 20,000 has passed through the academy over the last 4 years, so to say. We're going to see the stats later on as well. And about myself, I transitioned as well. My background was in accounting. I got tired of, accounting, and I was looking for a new career path as well. And I stumbled on software automation engineer. And from there, I was coming from a non-technical background, non-IT. But because I was desperate, because I was tired of what I was doing, I asked them, this is me coming from an accounting background. All I knew, or all I've studied, or all I've learned in school was debit and credit balance sheet, trial balance, But I want to transition into a very technical role that I know nothing about, that involves coding, And I asked that, can someone like me embark on this journey? Not only embark on this journey, but at the end of the journey, being able to, secure a job with the knowledge that I'm going to get from this training. And the guy said, if you put your mind to it, there's nothing you cannot achieve. So I configured my mind before I joined that program that, what, come rain, come shine, I'm not going to give up. I know the road is not going to be easy, but I'm ready to do the job. I'm ready to do the work. I'm ready to commit my sweat, energy into the process. And that was what I did. Unfortunately, there was not enough support on the training. And also the live project, there was nothing like working in Agile, working, all these ceremonies they perform in Agile. There was nothing like that. I wasn't exposed to enough. But with the little I was exposed to, I developed myself further on it. A lot of sleepless nights just for me to get one or two things, and it paid off. The hustle paid off at the end of the day. I think I secured my very first role, my breakthrough, 2 weeks after I completed that course back then. It was a 3-month course as well. So that is me transitioning from a non-IT background, non-technical background, into a very, very technical role that I need to write codes, in programming language like C#. And the whole lane we pride today started from that singular move that I made back then. If I didn't transition, there would be nothing like Learn with Pride today. That is why I know and I believe for anyone who is ready to go on the journey, for anyone who is ready to commit their time, energy, sweat into the process, and with the support that we are going to give as well, you know, sky is just the beginning for that person, So that is a bit about the company, that is a bit about myself as well. But why project or product management? I'm sure maybe many organizations or many training, you learn them separately, but why are we combining, and why are you considering a career move in project or product management? Things change, especially in the IT world after COVID. you know Everybody now sees IT as a new, crude oil. Everybody wants to transition to IT, but why? What's so special about IT is because at the moment, IT is the only one that will give you that flexibility that you are looking for. It's the only career path that will give you family job balance, or what do they call it? It's the only career path that you don't have to go back to uni and study for another 2 years or 3 years, or do a master 1 year program. No, it's the only course you don't have to do that. All that is required is for you to look for a good training organization that is ready to walk the walk with you, that is ready to go extra mile for you, embark on the journey, put your all, put your sweat, and you'll be surprised what you get out of it at the end of the day. I do tell people it is not only about the success rate, doesn't only lie on the training organization. When you enroll with us, it's like a partnership that we are signing, a partnership contract. Why, or how do I mean? We are going to do a bit as a training organization. And what is the bit we are going to do? The 50% we are going to do is we are going to equip you with the right skills, with the right knowledge. We are going to give you the platform. We are going to support you. We are going to mentor you, do interview preparation, do everything possible, to ensure that you succeed at the end of the day. But on the other end as well, at the other end, you have to do your own 50% as well. And what is that, your 50%? That is you going above and beyond what has been covered in class. That is you not taking the back seat when it gets to the project. That is you going extra mile, going on YouTube, Google to learn more. Because at the end of the program, whether it's a 3-month program or it's a 4-month program, we want you to be in a position whereby you can start applying for jobs and competing with people who has been doing it for the last 2-3 years. I know that is possible because myself, I'm a testament. And also we have people, that they've transitioned as well, successfully as well. So it is doable. It is doable, but you need to put in the work as well. But we are here, and we are ready to walk the walk with you. We are ready to go, all the way with you as well. So that is why. And also, another good reason why people are transitioning is, as I said, flexibility. Um, you can be a project manager you can have the time. Let's say you are working remotely. You have the time to take your kids to school. You have the time to go to the mechanic. It's not like you are not working, but you are working on the go. You can join meetings on your phone. Compared to, let's take a nurse, for example. Despite the fact that they are getting really well paid, but there's no way they can work remotely. They have to physically go into work. They have to do the 12-hour shift or the 13-hour shift. And out of 7 days, maybe they are working five shifts or 6 shifts because they want extra money. So even their off day, they are too tired to even spend the money they are working hard for. Life is too short. Life is not a dress rehearsal. It's not like, oh, this is my first run. When I have the second chance for the second run, I'll do it better. No, we only have one run. It's not a dress rehearsal. So that is why we need to make use of every opportunity that comes our way, wisely, So yeah, that is that anyway. So quickly, I'll jump on my slide, go through that quickly, and I can call on the facilitator as well to share one or two things regarding the journey as well. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to drop. All right. I'm going to be using UK as my benchmark because that is where we are. So the average salary of a project or product manager in the UK, if you are considering a permanent role, everyone can hear me. Please, again, if you can hear me, drop one on the chat. Richard Ekong, if you cannot hear me, drop out, log out and log back in. So if you can hear me, let's do that check again. Please drop one on the chat. So as you can see, Mr. Richard, you have to log out or check your audio. I think from my side, everything is fine. Yeah, thanks everyone that just dropped one. Thanks. All right. So why project or product manager? Why do you want to become one? I'm going to be using UK, as I said, as a point of reference. If you are considering a permanent role, you'll be looking around 50, 55, 60, 65, but average maybe 57,000. But if you are considering a contract role, you might be looking around £500 a day, £600 a day. If you are getting £500 a day, 600 pounds a day, that is around £12,000 a month. That is a huge money, And the good thing is it doesn't matter where you are. Again, things change since after COVID. Whether you live in Nigeria, whether you live in Zimbabwe, in Ghana, in Mozambique, anywhere, because of the opportunity of working remotely, you can secure a remote job, even outside your country. And I'll tell you why again. Most of these companies, take for example in the UK, they are going to Asia and Africa now because they believe they can get a cheap labor, So instead of them paying £600 a day for a project manager, they will say, oh, if I can get for 150 in Asia or Africa, I'd rather go for that. And as long as you know your onions, you get the job. So even if they are paying £150 a day in Nigerian currency now, that is you getting over 200,000 naira per day, which is a win-win for everyone. You can't go wrong with that. So that is why, it doesn't really matter your location now these days. As long as you have Wi-Fi, as long as you have laptop, and as long as you know your onions, you can always get a remote job. So you getting a contract, £500 a day, £600 a day, like £12,000 a month. That is a lot of money. Even if the contract is for 6 months, that is a salary of majority. Majority will not get that in 2 years in the UK. Because even the average salary of people, 60% in the UK, ranges from 18,000 to 35,000. That is the bracket that majority falls, even in the UK. So you finishing a 4-month program and you are able to land a 50,000 role, a 55,000 role, that is way, way more better than, an average UK person, and you can achieve this. It is achievable. I thought before that, how come? This is, when I see young guys riding good cars, living good life. Back then, before I transitioned, I always think to myself that, what, these guys are doing Yahoo. That there is no way, you can be this young and be living this good life, you know, until I transitioned and I realized that, what, people are actually making good money. But if you don't know, you don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. But there are people making good money, making clean money, from IT. You could be one of them as well. All right, let's go on. Why project or product management? Again, you have the ability to work remotely from anywhere in the world, as I said earlier on as well. It doesn't matter your country or residence, you can get, a remote job as well. It's in high demand, It's in high demand to the extent that some people are doing two jobs together. I know some people doing two jobs, three jobs. If there is no job out there, there is no way that they can be doing two jobs. There is no way. So the jobs are out there and it's in high demand. And this particular program, it will expose you to even more than project and product management. It will expose you to Scrum. It will expose you to UI UX. So when you finish the program, you are not restricted to just one. You are not restricted to just project manager roles or project coordinators or project support role. You can spread your wings and fly because you have alternatives that you can apply to. As a Scrum Master, as a project manager, as a project coordinator, as a project support, as a product owner, as a product manager, as a UI UX, many things after this program that you can apply to. All you need to do is, configure your mind, set your mind in motion, and believe you can do it. Anyone can do it. I'm not exceptional. I don't know book like that. No. So if I can do it, anyone with a great determination can do it as well. All right. So if you come on the journey, what's going to be the roadmap? What's the structure? So you go through the training. 1 second. So you go through the training. The training is for 4 months. It's going to be intense. It's not like all these 2 weeks training or 3 weeks, 3 weeks training and you are done. No, because we believe that what is worth doing at all, it is worth doing well. We are not only set out to collect your money, we are set out to ensure you get, number one, value for your money, to ensure that you get quality for your money, and to ensure that we pass the necessary knowledge to you. And at the end of the program, you are in a very, very good position to start applying for jobs. That is what we set out to do. So it's a 4-month program, and you'll be using industry standard tools because it is very important. It is not only about learning, it is about the tools as well, especially to me. I cannot overemphasize how important industry standard tools are. So you'll be exposed to all the tools that is necessary to perform your role as well. After that, or within your 4-month practical training, you also be involved on a live project. And when I say live project, I'm talking about live project. That there will be developer, project manager, Scrum Master, business analyst, tester, and all of you guys are working together to deliver a solution for a client. So that's going to be another 2 months. But the 2 months of project will come within your 4 months of practical training. So that means there will come a time that you'll be running both together. As you are doing the training, you're on the project as well. And we'll be following full agile, as in all the agile ceremony, on the project as well. So you'll be exposed to all of that as well. So after the training, you've gone through the training, you've gone through the project. Now you can confidently say, you know what? I can actually call myself as a project manager, or I can call myself as a project coordinator because I know what it entails now. Or I can call myself as a scrum master because I know how to do the job now. But something is now missing. You realize that you are not getting calls. You start applying for jobs, no response, You are not getting calls because you are not visible in the market. And when you are not visible in the market, nobody will see you. No recruiters will see you. And if they don't see you, there's no way they can get in touch with you. That we saw your CV, we liked it, and we want to invite you for an interview. Meaning, you need to optimize your brand. Meaning, especially for those that want to start applying for international jobs, you need to revamp your CV to international standard. You need to optimize your LinkedIn page. That is very important as well. Why? Because LinkedIn has now become like a popular professional marketplace that recruiters now, goes to look for a qualified candidate, and they will call you up. No, they'll message you, you know, to to check whether you are still in the market or you are still looking for a job. So it's important for you to be in all those spaces as well. Very important. I cannot overemphasize how important that is. It's as equally as important as the training itself and the project itself. Eunice, if you can wait till the end of the session, I'm going to be taking every questions at the end of the session. So just bear with me or bear with us. You can write your question down so that you don't forget. You have the opportunity at the end of the session to ask all questions. So please just write it down for now and I'll take it later. Thanks for that. So I cannot overemphasize how important, optimization of your brand is as important as the training itself and the project itself. So you have to get it done. It is important. After your brand has been optimized, then you can start applying for jobs, because now you are fit to go. You are good to go, So you start applying for jobs, and also you upload your CV on all job sites. Not only uploading your CV on all job sites, you make them searchable. Well, how do I mean by making them searchable? It's not all jobs that are posted online. Some jobs are not. Recruiters just want to go on that website, look on that job site, rather, look for a qualified candidate and call them up. Oh, we saw your CV on Indeed and you look like a good fit. We just want to find out if you're still in the market or you're still looking for a new role, They'll call you up like that. But if you don't make your CV searchable, there's no way they can call you up. These are all the things we'll be showing you how to do on the journey itself. All right. So after applying for jobs, then surely you start getting interviews. And this is another important state that we support with as well. Interview preparation. Remember, your success is also our success at the end of the day. There is nothing more that gives us joy than seeing you landing that job. What you think is impossible to achieve, and you achieved it. It puts joy in our face as well. So we support you with everything that we have to do. And this is one of them, interview preparation. Before your interview, we do interview prep with you to ensure that you are ready for that interview, and hopefully you go in there and shock them all. And at the end of the day, you get the role, Why on this particular point? Let me just take the advantage to mention other benefits enrolling on the course. if you enroll on the course. So you get the practical training, you get to work on a live project, you get the mentorship, you get our support, you get interview preparation. All our courses as well, they are CPD accredited, meaning they meet the professional standard. And the certificate that you get at the end of the training is recognized in over 60 countries. In UK, Canada, Australia, Nigeria, Ghana, over 60 countries. You can read them up and you can search for us. You can search for our company on their website as well. They are called CPD standards. They are, you know, they are recognized everywhere. I'm sure few people must have come across them as well. CPD standards. So you'll be getting that certificate, and finally, we give you a work reference for the duration that you are with us as well, so that when you start applying for a job, you can use us that you work with us, because you'll be working on our project. So we give you the reference for that as well. All right, sorry, I've got code. Quickly, let's check the stats of the company, although this is not updated, but let's check it like that. As I said earlier on at the beginning of my session, over 20,000 students has enrolled over the last 4 to 5 years now. This is the breakdown, although we've added more courses to this one now. This is the enrollment from January to June, actually. This is not updated. So this is the enrollment showing, this is the stats showing enrollment from January till June. And as you can see, business analysis over 750, Scrum Master over 1,000, project management over 250. Again, this is till June this year, so it needs to be updated. But generally, all in all, since inception till now, we have 85% of our students currently working. 50% in the public sector, 35% in the private, and we have 15% that they are job ready. Another good thing that we do is, unlike other training organizations as well, we are trying to build a community. So at the end of your 4 months, it's not a goodbye. No, it's never a goodbye. Or maybe 5 months down the line, you called us and we say we don't know you again. No, it's never like that, because we are trying to build a community that you can rely on. How do I mean? You might get this role tomorrow as a project manager or product coordinator or whatever, and you are stuck. You are given a task and you are stuck. You try to contact your facilitator. Maybe at that time, she is kind of busy. Who do you call next? You don't know anybody to call next. That is how important a community is. So when you have a community, you have, oh, let me call Richard. I know Richard might know this thing. So you have different people, and also you belong to the group whereby you can drop whatever the issue is, and you can be rest assured that someone on that group will respond back to you. That is the kind of community that we are trying to build. That at the end of the day, we are trying to lift each other up. It's not only about one person, but we are trying to lift each other, because if you help this person today, tomorrow someone might help you out as well. So that is what we do as well. Quickly, I got some jobs online. I think it's a product manager role. This one is paying £120, £120,000 per annum. I'm sure many people might be wondering that, can I actually get this? Yes, you can get it. Don't underestimate yourself. That is why I said, when you embark on the journey, you need to give your all. For you to be able to compete with people who has been doing it for a few years in the industry, then you need to commit your time, sweat, energy into the process every single day. By so doing, you'll be surprised, the level you find yourself at the end of the program, how much, one second. All right, so you'll be surprised, how much you know at the end of the program. If that happens, you can be rest assured that, you are guaranteed a good job as well. I believe in God, and even before God can favor someone, you need to do your own bit as well. Then God will now bless the works of your hand. And that is it. The next one is a contract role, paying 450, between 450 and 500 pounds a day. So let's just say 500 pounds a day. That is like 10,000 pounds a month. That is a lot of money. Imagine doing the contract for 1 year, you know, that is a lot of money. And that is the situation, that is the kind of position you can find yourself. But the thing is, many of us, we procrastinate. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next year. What we fail to realize is tomorrow never comes. Next year, next year will come. Another next year will be around the corner. That is why, if you need to do something, do it on time. Do it when you can, because time waits for no one. You know, it's like many of us, I'm sure more than once, you could have wished that, maybe you saw someone that won a lottery, but you never played the lottery. You are only wishing that, had it been I played that lottery, maybe I could have won. But you never played. As long as you never played, you don't stand any chance of winning anything. The same thing applies to transitioning. If you keep pushing it forward, I'll do the training next week. Will I even get a job if I do the training? I can't go and waste my money to do the training that is not guaranteed that I'll get a job. It's like you going through a tunnel. You don't know what awaits you after that tunnel until you go through that tunnel. But what you could be rest assured is, after going through that tunnel, whatever awaits you, you can tackle it, because you now have the knowledge, the skills that is required to do so. That is the mentality that keeps many of us where we are till today. The fear of the unknown, the fear of tomorrow. Can someone like me actually get 500 pounds a day? Meanwhile, you can get much more. You just have to put yourself through the process, and you'll be surprised what awaits you at the end of the day. If you know my story, I didn't tell you my story, but if you know my story, you'll know that I've passed through a lot. It's on YouTube for people that wants to maybe listen to it. Maybe it can convince you one way or the other. The kind of job I've done, I don't think I could ever be in this position. Name it. What sort of job haven't I done? I told you I've got masters in accounting, but that doesn't mean I was working as an accountant. In this UK, I've done all sorts of odd jobs, from cleaning jobs to driver to warehouse to security, until the mentality changed, you know. And after that, after I reconfigured my mind that why not? The people getting this money, they are not better than myself. I can do it as well. I just need to put myself through the process and let me see what happens at the end of the day. That is why I said, if you haven't, you need to pass through the tunnel before you know what awaits you at the end of the tunnel. Anyway, enough of my story. For anyone that wants to know my story better, go on YouTube. It's on YouTube. All right. So what is the cost for this 4 months training? As I said, it's a 4 months training, and also you'll be involved on a live project as well. There's no hidden fee anywhere. We don't do that, not at all. So the fee, this is another thing. This is the 2023 fee, because this fee is going up come 2024. So the fee is £799, and on a good day we give 30% discount. But because the new year is coming to an end, and because we know come January 1st, for anyone that wants to enroll, because this cohort is not starting till January, by the way. For anyone that wants to enroll come January 1st, this price is going up. You're not going to get it at this price again. So the opportunity we are now giving the people that wants to enroll before this year runs to an end is, instead of 30% discount, we are actually making it a 50% discount for anyone that enrolls before the end of 2023. Another good thing is this, after this 50%, you are not paying everything once. You are only paying half to start, and the other half will be due after 5 weeks of starting the program. You know, that is a good thing. We make hay when the sun still shines. You are going to hear more from the facilitator soon. For everything that is packed in the outline on the for everything you are going to get on the course, you know, this 399 pounds that you are going to use for 4 months, also the project is involved, can become what you'll be earning on a daily basis. You know, the money you are investing into the process now might become what you'll be earning in a day, or worst case scenario, let's say 2 days, or even worst case scenario, let's say 3 days. So in 3 days, you are getting return of your investment back. It is a win-win for anyone that has done their due diligence, for anyone, you know, who knows what they really want what they want for themselves. It is a win-win. There's no way you can never go wrong with it. You know, you are investing in money that you can start earning in a day or 2 days or 3 days. And you have the support, you have all the things that I didn't get through when I was going through my own transitioning. The support, the exposure to teams, to teamwork, working in agile, all these combined courses that can increase my chances of securing, another role if one did not work. I don't have all these chances. So that is a price, and that is a special discount we are giving now, 50% discount for anyone that enrolls before the end of 2023. And the good, I won't say good thing, the not so good is we only have few slots. So we might not even, it might not even reach 2024 that we are already filled up. But come 2024, there is no way you can get it at that price again. There is no way. Things are getting expensive. Everybody knows that, All right. So if you are interested, if you want to secure your spot before the seats or the available slot we have runs out, the best number to contact is on your screen. The WhatsApp number is on your screen. For enrollment, for questions, for anything at all that you want to ask regarding this journey, regarding this program, or you want to secure your spot with half payment, then that will be the best number to message. You can start messaging it right from now if you want to, but that will be the number to message for any inquiry, for enrollment, for any information. So you can take the screenshot of those numbers, or you can save it on your phone. I'll be responding back to you on those numbers. All right. So for now, I'm going to be pausing. I think I've done enough of talking. And I'm going to be inviting Michelle, who is going to be the facilitator for the journey, to shed more light into the life of a project manager, product manager, Scrum, UI, UX, everything that pertains to this journey. She's going to share. So without further ado, I'm going to see you soon. For now, thanks. Bye-bye. Michelle, over to you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. If you can hear me, put 1 on your screen. sorry, in the chat box, more like it. Can everyone hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, so I will just share my screen and run through my presentation as quickly as possible. Okay. All right, everyone. So, as Akin said, my name is Nkiruka Achapo Michelle, and I am currently a growth product manager with a fintech in Nigeria, as well as a product/project manager part-time with an international company in Nigeria, sorry, abroad as well, in the UK to be specific. So a bit of a backstory about who I am. My name is Nkiruka Michelle Achapo. I am a practicing product and project manager with over 4 years of experience in different industries. I have worked in e-commerce, education, IT services, SaaS, that's software as a service, and more. I have been integral to the successful launch of 5 new products into the tech space, some of which are doing very well for themselves, others of which I have handed over to a different team and is being handled by a new product manager. And I've also handled the maintenance and iteration of other currently existing products in the market. I have a degree in banking and finance from University of Benin, Edo State. Fun fact, I read banking, but I started my career in relationship management in an ed tech before I got the opportunity to switch into product management and transfer or do more to reach the point of a project manager. As I said, I'm currently a growth product manager for a recently funded startup. It's an e-commerce fintech startup in Lagos, Nigeria. And then I also work part-time as a product/project manager for my event pod. I can't really give information on the e-commerce because we're still trying to break into the scene. But for my other company, you can literally just Google my event pod. We've launched and we are coming to Nigeria soon, but we've been able to launch in North America and the UK. So, and this is a product that I worked on from ideation to launch. So, you want to be a project manager. You want to be a project manager, you want to be a product manager. You've heard these two phrases and you've wondered what's really the difference. What's so different between, okay, a project manager and a product manager? So I'll first give you a bit of a backstory on what is project management. So project management is the use of specific knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to deliver something of value to people. That's a very vague explanation. But basically, what you do as a project manager is you're the one that plans, you coordinate, and you carry out a project while adhering to deadlines and budgets. Before something is developed, there is a budget that is given to that thing. Before you launch a product, before you enter business, you tell yourself, oh, I'm budgeting 1 million. And of that 1 million you're budgeting, you plan it. This amount goes to advertisement. This amount goes to product development. This amount goes to street awareness. This amount goes to target marketing. The process of doing all those activities is called project management. Bearing in mind that project manager handles the budgeting and the deadlines. So the project manager knows you said you want your product out by May. So I have a deadline to ensure that this project is available by May. And I have a budget of 1 million. So I have to plan it to ensure that I do not go above my 1 million budget. That's a project manager. So basically you're overseeing whole groups of workers. You're establishing objectives. You also get to meet with stakeholders and management, and you're seeing a project through to completion. The project manager has the ultimate responsibility for the success or failure of any endeavor. It's designing a computer system, building a new product, marketing a campaign, or even building a structure. And that's why you see project management is so holistic, because Project management involves manufacturing of goods. Project management involves building a house, because in the end, you will tell the contractor that you have a budget and you have a deadline, and that person you communicate with to tell, I want this thing done by this time at this amount, is taking on the role of a project manager in your work. Now, what is product management? So product management is the business process of planning, developing, launching, and managing a product or service. Now, it sounds almost the same with project management. You hear it, I go, oh, this is basically the same thing with project management. But what's so different? The person that takes on this is duly called a product manager. So a product manager is someone that tries to interpret customer needs. You see, a project manager is going with, this is my boss. My boss said they need this thing to happen this way. A project manager does not involve themselves in creativity. But you see, a product manager is the creative mind. You're the person that goes, I noticed that our customers, yes, they come, but they leave immediately. Why are they leaving immediately? What are they not happy with? Your product manager is the person that does this bit. So the product manager has found that there is a problem and is developing a solution to fix that problem that is currently being faced. And as long as it is consistent with the organization's larger objectives and business goals, the product manager is happy. So when I have come up with a solution and my solution seems to be working well, as a product manager, I would then go ahead to mobilize my resources. Can everyone still hear me? Is everyone still with me? If you can, please type 1. Okay, perfect. So I would then mobilize the team's resources to transform my concepts from an idea into a practical solution that somebody can use. And product management has a 3-step process. So you have your strategy, your development, and your marketing. So as I said, now what's the difference between product and project management? A product manager will research. A product manager will set product vision. A product manager will communicate this vision to stakeholders, then develop a plan, then create and maintain the roadmap. That's how you go about developing your product. And then lastly, they will now oversee and drive development. Meanwhile, a project manager is very mechanical with their work to ensure that there's optimal usage of time and resources. So there, they are busy breaking down large initiatives into tasks. They are planning timelines. They are putting resources where resources are needed. They are monitoring and tracking task completion. They don't really bother with testing, as the product manager will really test to ensure that somebody can use it. To them, as far as the thing was told to open and it's opened, they are well within satisfied. But then again, it has to still succeed. So the person that you give it to, the stakeholder, has to see it and go, oh, nice, I like it. So they also communicate progress to stakeholders, and they ensure the project is completed within the time frame that was discussed. With this in mind, what's your career path in project management? What kind of careers do you see can you get if you choose project management? As I said, I work as a product and project management manager in where I am, and I'm currently a growth product manager, basically growth product person. So that's both projects and product duties. Because these roles are so similar, it is easy, or it is possible for you to take on a project manager role and a product manager role. But let's look at the roles that will be open to you as a new project manager and the money that you would be accessible to within these times. So when you start in entry level, you can take on the position of project coordinator, who earn an average of $53,561 every year. An assistant project manager who earn about an average of $75,523 every year. An associate project manager who earn about $68,000, basically $69,000 every year. Junior project managers who earn about $65,000 every year, estimates on an average in the US. This level is about 0 to 2 years of experience. These are the financial benefits that are open to you in about 0 to 2 years of working as a project manager in a sane climate. Even in a climate like ours, which is Nigeria, you will be earning, say, in your first year, 1 million to 1.8 million salary, depending on if you're lucky. Some earn more, some earn really well, depending on the kind of companies you find yourself in. And that's entry. You're just starting. So it's a really good deal. Now, project management, that means you're now at your 3 to 5 years of experience. Here, you are entitled to the role, or you can take on the role of project manager, who earn about $89,000 estimate as an average in the United States. An IT project manager, you see their specificities. You can specialize as a project manager. You can go into IT, you can go into technical duties. Now, you will hear what's the difference between IT and the technical duties. Your technical duties can involve your electrical appliances. IT is strictly software and your computers. Technical is your hardware devices, your rigs, your HVAC systems, things like that. Those are your technical tools. So as an IT project manager, you can earn about $104,000 at an average in your years of experience, with 3 to 5 years of project management experience. You can also take on the role of technical project manager. I earn about $108,000 at an average. Or you can work in construction and earn about $89,000 at an average. And then you can work in healthcare. Yes, healthcare has project managers as well. Each company that has a budget that has a deadline has a project manager. So you're not limited to just one line, one career line. You can literally work anywhere as a project manager, including Chevron. So as a healthcare project manager, you can earn an average of $86,000 or $87,000 every year. So now you're a senior project manager. You're at 5 to 7 years of project management experience. The average year salary for senior project managers is $119,000 to $120,000 every year. That's about $10,000 a month. Director of project management. As a director of project management, your average salary is about $140,000 every year. And then VP. Sorry, I have a bit of cold. Okay, and then VP. So this is when you're at 7 years and above. So 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of project management experience. And you can be a vice president of operations or the COO. So you see, a COO. Almost all companies have COOs. It comes from project management. COOs earn about $158,000 to $159,000 every year. And VP of operations earn about $148,000 every year in the United States. So these are United States rates. This would give you sort of like a career track of what you can possibly see in your future, taking a chance on project management. Now, this is product management. So you have, let me see how I can close this. Okay, I'll hide this. So you have the goals. You have product managers 5 to 7 years. You have product leaders 7 to 10 years, and you have director of product management at 10 years plus. Now, because product management is so broad, because you're testing, you are creating, you are planning, you are devoting people, your resources that were given to you, you're devoting them into the right spots that they would do their best. So you're also planning. You also need to know a bit of design. You also need to know a bit of coding. Before I joined this meeting, I was documenting for the next week of development work, coding work, as well as also budgeting, sending the resources that needed to go at the right place, all within the same time. So you do a lot of things, you wear a lot of hats, you will also market. That's why it's such a broad and interesting topic. And that's why most people, after learning project management, choose to specialize. So under project management, you can specialize as a product manager. They choose to specialize as a product manager because it comes with so many skills that you can then even use to specialize again into any of these roles I have listed here. So you can play the role of a product designer because you learn UI UX, you learn research, you learn how to use story points, use storyboards, you learn how to use Miro, you learn how to use so many design inclined tools that you can play a product designer as well as a UI UX designer if this is a side that interests you. You can also be a scrum master, as a manager. You should know how to organize scrum. The scrum master can go on leave. Your company might not even want to pay for a scrum master. That's your duty. You will plan your sprints. In my documentation, I was planning my sprints. So you will plan your sprints. You will plan the work that will be done within that period and how each day will be well utilized. You would give yourself a timeline for testing. That right there. So you will be a scrum master. You can choose to specialize into scrum mastery. You can choose to take on the role of a product owner. Product managers can be intertwined as product owners because sometimes in product management, a product owner is sometimes called the project manager. You can also be a UX researcher. So you do research because you have an idea doesn't mean you would immediately pump resources into that idea. That is where research comes in. That is where testing comes in. That is when surveys come in. So you can take on the role of a UX researcher. You can take on the role of a product specialist. Product specialists are, as the name inclines, people that know the product like it is their cloth. People that know so much about the products. If you wake them up at night, how does this work like? Or how does this work? They will be able to answer it. They know the product like the back of their hands. Then you can also be a technical writer. So a technical writer is, when you're trying to use a platform or you're trying to use a new device, you get a manual. The person that writes that manual is the technical writer. As a product manager, you are the one that designed this product. You definitely should know how the product works. So you can sometimes actually take on the role of technical writers, writing how each device, each part of your product works. You can also be a marketing manager because, as I said, you would market your product. You can be a growth product manager, which I currently do. I am a growth product manager. And you can also go on to be a product analytics manager or an SEO manager, because when you're marketing, you're not just marketing physical, you're marketing digital. Digital marketing, specializing in digital marketing can also lead to the point of SEO management, where you're trying to ensure that certain keywords will cause your web page or your product or your app to show up in the search engine. So that's really search engine optimization. Take on and them after specializing in products and agents. And you take a look at this is not just point. You can actually earn. This is an average. So you can earn a lot more than this. The very lucrative. And what do you expect from this if you were to take as a project manager as well as a product manager? So you'll be looking at a product from initiation, you'll be planning, you'll be organizing your product, you'll be arranging your products, you'll be monitoring your resources, you'll be dealing with budgeting, and then we'll also learn fun things in product management like ideation. You would learn fun things in product management like design sprints planning and design sprints, product development, how to negotiate, how to iterate, and how to market your product a lot. A promise to is going to is a promise, or I promise more like it, sorry, for it to be power packed and filled with so much fun things. We would also make use of tools like Figma, Jira, Trello, your Excel, your presentation, your Plot.io, your Docs, Confluence, and just a host of other very exciting tools that as a product manager or as a project manager will help you manage better. So that's really the end of my discussion. I will now open the floor up for questions and pass to Akin so he can throw the questions at me and I can answer your questions and queries.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle, for that. I believe everyone can still hear me. Please, if you can hear me, I think I'm having network issue. Please drop one on the chat if you can still hear me. Please drop one on the chat. All right. All right, thanks. So I think I'm back on. All right. So thanks, Michelle, for that. And just quickly, just to recap quickly. Again, if you have any question, please kindly raise your hand. I'll be calling you shortly to ask your question. Remember, we are here to learn together. So feel free to raise your hand or drop your questions on the chat as well. Let me share my screen quickly, 1 second. All right. I believe everyone can see my screen now as well. All right. So for those that are just joining, I just quickly want to recap. I'm trying to fix my screen, 1 second, please. All right. So for those that are joining, we made mention this journey is a 4-month journey. The next cohort will be starting in January. But with the offer that we have on ground now, you can get 50% discount. That is for anyone that enrolls before end of this year. You know, we don't know, it might be next week, we might be filled up because we only have limited slots for the cohort that will be starting in January. So if you want to grab your spot, please, you can do that with just half payment. You can secure your spot with just half payment. The cost is $7.99, but we are giving 50% discount because of the festive period. And I made mention that come 2024, the price will be more than that. So I think it's better to make A when the sun still shines, to tap into the opportunity. And, you know, you're only investing £400 into the journey that you can start making in a day or two when you eventually land that role. So that is it. Please, for any questions, kindly raise your hand. I will be calling you. I want to hear your voice more than the chat. So please, don't be shy. Raise your hand and I'll call you to ask your question. All right, Akinlade, you can unmute and ask your question.
Good evening, ma. Good evening, ma. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Akinlade.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening, sir. I really appreciate your efforts. May God Almighty be with you. I have 2 or more questions. My question goes to that: will there be material or recorded video? Number 2 question is that £400 converted to Nigeria, how much is it? For those of us in Nigeria, is the program, is it virtual or physical program? Thank you.
All right. So, your first question, is it something to do with recorded? Yes. So, it's fully online. It's live sessions online, and all the sessions will be recorded as well. All right. All the sessions will be recorded so that, and you have access to our elements, that is learning management system, whereby you just have to log into your dashboard and ask and watch the recordings. And so it's going to be online, as I said. The fee for Nigeria is, after discount, that will be 480,000. Again, you can pay twice, so you can secure your spot with half payment, and the other half you can pay after 5 weeks of starting on the journey, which will be next year. So the other half will be due around maybe February next year, so to say. So that is it. I hope I've been able to answer your question. Is it Akinlade, if I'm right? All right. Please, if you have questions, kindly raise your hand. I'm going to check the chat now as well for. All right. The training, is it going to be weekdays or weekends? So the training is going to be 3 times a week. That will be Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Because UK is 1 hour behind now, the training time will be from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. UK time. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Again, for anyone that misses any class, you can catch up with the recording as well. You have access to the recording. You have access to the materials. You have access to everything. And also, when you watch the recording and you are still stranded or you are stuck, maybe something is not clear, you still have the platform to ask your facilitator that you are stuck and to ask for help. So that is that. I'm sorry, Usman, you raise your hand. You can unmute and ask your question. Usman.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Usman.
My question goes like this. My thought was this training was sponsored by this program in Nigeria, 3MTT. So I'm wondering why there is a fee that will pay. So I don't know how.
How did you arrive at that conclusion that this program was sponsored?
I registered with 3MTT, so I thought. So that's why I want clarification.
Not at all. We are not in collaboration with anybody. So if you register through their platform, we have no knowledge about that. So it's not being sponsored by any party, by any private company, not at all. Not at all. So this is a paid service, so to say. Unfortunately, yeah. Hope that is clear. All right. Sorry, I don't know who that company is. Anyway, all right. Let's go to the chat. Please, if you still have more questions, please don't be shy. Raise your hand and I'll be calling you. But while you are still contemplating whether you want to talk to me or not, let's go to the chat. How is coding relevant to a project manager? Michelle?
All right. So I hope everyone can hear me. All right.
Yes, I can.
Coding and project management, more like product management, is like it's not hand in hand, because you're not expected to be like 100% coder, but there's something called APIs in technology, and APIs are short forms. They are like master codes that are created to make processes fast. So if I'm able to say, okay, for example, there's something called the Open Bank API for banks. And what most banks use is whenever they want to implement transfers or refunds or any of those banking experiences, this Open API was created by a bunch of developers. So all the banks need to do is pay a certain amount and then install that in their app instead of having to manually recode that whole process again for themselves. As a product manager, if you have an idea, instead of saying, oh, I want to build a mansion, you can want to build a mansion and you can have the time to build, or the time and resources to build, say, a sandcastle. That is where APIs come in. So with your idea, you look for API solutions that are already created, and you will now read it. So you're going to read this thing, these documentations, before you pay for the service, to see if it actually fulfills what you want. If it doesn't fulfill, you throw that one out and you pick a new one. That part of trying to understand the English and the codes that are sprinkled in between the documentation is where a bit of coding is tied to product management and project management. I hope that explains that to your satisfaction.
Thanks, Michelle.
All right.
Bolarinwa. Oh, who is that? Bolarinwa, if you are not too satisfied with the answer, you can raise your hand and you can ask the question again. Janet, you can unmute and ask your question, please.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Good evening, Ma. Thank you very much for a proper introduction on the course. Okay, this is my question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
This is my question. With respect to the payment, you talked about the parts payment. I don't know how much it costs in Nigeria, like the figure in Nigeria in terms of
After discount, that will be 480. After the 50% discount, it will be 480. And also the 480, you can start with half payment, and the other half you can pay after 5 weeks of starting on the training.
Thank you very much for the answer. I really appreciate.
You're welcome. For any other question, inquiry, there's a number on your screen. You can message me on that number, then we can sort any other things out. All right, thanks, Janet. Let me go back to the chat. I'm still expecting people to raise their hand. Please feel free. We are all here to learn together. So please raise your hand and ask any question. All right. Please, I want to request that this training be made available to us on the WhatsApp platform, both the slide and the audio. So this is Stephen. I think they've sent the YouTube link on this Zoom chat as well. If you connect with us on, what's it called, on YouTube, then this recording will be made available on our YouTube channel by tomorrow. Also, it will be shared. It will be posted on the group chat as well. If you're on the WhatsApp group, it will be posted on the WhatsApp group as well. All right, Jane, thank you so much. Okay. Ponima, sorry if I didn't say that right. You can unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, hi there, Purnima here.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. I just have a question that what about the course of duration of the course for Scrum Master?
You
The
mean
duration.
The duration of this, so this particular one is a 4-month practical training, and
For
Scrum,
Scrum Master, right?
yes, and Scrum is part of what will be covered as part of the journey. So it's not only be Scrum, other aspects will be covered: product management, project management, Scrum, all these things will be covered, but it's for 4 months.
Okay. And is also the certificate provided for the same?
Yes, as I made mention earlier on as well, all our courses are CPD accredited. So you'll be getting a certificate from CPD standards at the end of the program, which is recognized in over 60 countries.
All right. And what about the fee structure? Is it the same like before 31st of December? Like in 2023, it
That's
is
that
$399
that's correct. Yes.
for 4 months. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Then thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Um, Abubakar, you can unmute and ask your question.
All right. Good evening. I hope
Yeah.
I can be heard.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. However, I joined late. I was held up in another meeting, and I would, follow through the presentation video. Like you stated, I'll be shared through your YouTube channel. However, I want to plead. Looking at the duration of this course, it's going to be for 5 months. You said.
For 4 months.
Months. All right. And you also made mention that in Nigerian naira, it's 480,000, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, now I want to plead with you because sincerely, all fingers are not equal. Is it possible we get like a monthly repayment plan for the 4 months so that we can augment that and make payment? Can you be magnanimous and grant
Let's
us opportunity?
Not too sure, but what you can do is, have you saved the number on your screen, the WhatsApp number? You can
Yes.
chat me up privately on that number,
All right.
and
All right. All right.
we
Thank
can see how we can go about that. Well, yeah, chat me up and see what we can do for with that.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right. All right, please, I want to record that this training will okay. Thank you so much for your proposal. All right, I'm just going through the chat. While I'm doing that, please, if you still have any question, you can raise your hand, and I'm going to be during duration of Scrum Master course and the fee structure. Are you guys providing the certificate? Okay, I've answered that. How much did you call the course? So this is the fee for the course. The actual fee for the 2023 fee, so to say, is $799. But for anyone enrolling before the end of the year, as I said, we have a very limited slot for the course that will be starting in January, but we are giving a 50% discount, so that will make it $399. And that $399, you can secure your spot by paying half of that, so that even come January, the price increase will not affect you. Come January. So that is the price. And if you are interested, you want to secure your spot, enroll, or you have any question, you can WhatsApp me on this number that is on your screen. That is to Billy Keys. All right. Oyebanji Mayowa, you can unmute and ask your question.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, I want to go back to the aspect of the monthly payments. Like you said it should chat you up. Like, I think probably that option should be made available for whoever that have interest in that particular pattern of payments. So if it's something that
It's to start with, it's not something compared to many organizations, when you want to pay instrumentally, then they increase the price. I'm sure everybody will agree with me. So
Yes.
if you are paying once, you pay the actual fee. But the moment they know that you want to pay twice or instrumentally, then instead of paying 400, maybe you'll be paying 550. But still, we don't want to do that. But that is why I said, you know what? The best way to go about it is just to, chat me up and we can see, or we can see how we can work things out. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I didn't say yes to him. I just say chat me up. So you can as well chat me up as well, and we
No,
can
I
have,
understand.
we can have a conversation.
I'm just trying to probably maybe to make it known to everybody that actually have interest in that particular pattern. That's why I just raised that concern. So that it won't look as if maybe it's strictly for a particular person. Or probably I'm just trying to speak on behalf of everybody
No,
that actually not have the
it's not for a particular person. That is why I said, we might need to
so are you saying
anyone who is interested, whatever the reason is, can chat me up and we can talk about that reason. You know, that is beyond the scope of this overview session. The person can call me, we can talk on the phone, and we can find a solution. But I don't know what the solution will be until I speak to the person.
until you get there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for that. Bolarinwa, please unmute and ask your question.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much.
There's a lot of sound. There's a noise coming
Hello,
from your background.
everywhere is quiet.
It might be your earpiece.
Okay. I typed my question. Can you hear me?
The noise is really much.
Okay.
Yeah, you can talk now, I think.
Okay. I sent a question previously. I wanted to know. Can you hear me?
The noise is back. You know what? Maybe you should drop a message. You should drop your message on the chat and I will read it out. Because I can hardly hear you.
Okay.
Or you can remove, if you are using earpiece or headphone, you can disconnect that and try to talk directly.
Okay. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, better now.
Okay. Sorry, it was because my earpiece was connected.
Yeah. All right, go on.
Yeah, though I actually came late for the meeting because I was having a meeting. So when I actually joined was when the lady was discussing the areas that the other areas that are required of a project manager and the likes. She mentioned something about coding. So I was wondering what specific area in coding is most peculiar to a project manager, because they are of different varieties. We have C++, Java,
Product manager
Python.
they won't be coding, no. But let her explain to you better. Michelle, can you quickly explain that again, please?
All
Okay.
right. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So, when I say coding, I mean I should say API decoding, in the sense that API documentation decoding is what I meant, in the sense that for each API, there's a document that comes with it, either general or made by a different company, the one that you go to a company and say, oh yeah, I'll pay you for it. They give you a document. Now, this documentation can have, okay, if I can share my screen, let me quickly share my screen to show them what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
So let me just do this. Oh, sorry. So this is like an API documentation, yeah, for Smile business verification. Okay, and you can see it has English available in Nigeria, this, but it has REST APIs. So you can click on it to try and understand what it means. But if I were to go back, you would also see things like this. Understanding URLs, understanding terms, what these terms mean, understanding the descriptions, understanding things like this is decoding of an API document. So as a product manager, this is what you're decoding. It's not full coding, but it has a sprinkling of coding on top, because if you do not understand this documentation and you will pay for the service and you find out you don't need it, you've wasted resources. So before you sign on board, this service, I know that this service is paid for at about $10,000 for 6 months, sorry. So it's not cheap. If I were to get my company and then we sign up for something like this and we find out we don't need it, I've just wasted $10,000 of resources. So as a PM, products and projects, you should understand this document. And whatever idea you've created, if it fits your documentation, then you can go ahead and use it. If it doesn't, then you leave it and find one that fits you better. Does that answer your question?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
No problem.
Please, I also have another question.
Go ahead.
Like, I wanted to know this area of study, it has to do with software products. I wanted to know, can someone also channel it to tangible products?
Okay, so
Like we also develop tangible products apart from, but I know that this area has to do with software, but I'm just asking, can someone channel the knowledge, the methodologies into tangible products?
yes, you can. You will need to make specific tweaks here and there and remove some layers. So there are steps in project management. There's a cycle to which a product goes from, or a project goes from initiation down to closing of the products. And same goes for product management, from ideation down to launch and iteration. So things like that, some of these concepts are implementable in tangible products. Fun fact, product management's history is tied to or the early product management practices were implemented in companies like Toyota and HP. So they use those practices and have developed on those practices till today to develop their hardware products that you and I use today. So in tangible situations, you will find projects and product managers. Does that answer your question?
I think he's having
Thank you very much.
All right. No problem.
Thank you very
No
much.
problem.
all right, no problem. Okay. Sorry if I didn't say this name right again. But Romaris, iPhone 14 Pro. You can unmute and ask your question now. Roma, are you still there? All right. Oyebanji Mayowa, you can go on. You can unmute and ask your question.
Sorry, I have one more thing to ask. Do you prepare some for maybe a project management?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Project manager? Do you prepare some for have a class for to prepare someone for an interview?
Yes, it's part of what it's part of the service we provide. Interview preparation. So again, let me just go through quickly the benefits that is attached to enrolling on the program again. So you get the practical training, you get to work on a live project, you get the mentorship, you get the support, you get interview preparation. And that was when I made mention of your sources is also our sources. So we want you to land the job. If we want you to land the job, we need to prepare with you, you know. Then after interview preparation, all our courses are CPD accredited, meaning they meet the professional standard, and the certificate you get at the end of the program is recognized in over 60 countries. Then finally, we give you a work reference.
That's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome, Oyebamiji. All right, let me go to the chat. But if you still have questions, please kindly raise your hand. Also, my number, WhatsApp number is on the screen if you are interested in taking the advantage, taking the opportunity before it runs out. All right, all right. I'm just trying to go through how much is the cost to enroll. Aremo Wolabi, the actual cost is $7.99, but there's a 50% discount on it at the moment for anyone that wants to enroll between now and end of the year. The price will be going up from January 1st as well. So you can take advantage and you can enroll with half payment, and the other half can be paid after 5 weeks of starting the journey. If you want to have more information about that, Aremo Ulabi, I don't know whether you're still online, you can message the WhatsApp number on your screen. Is there any consideration for people in Nigeria? I mean, the cost. Adewumi Adebayo, yes, because I am not using the actual exchange rate for people in Nigeria, you know. If I'm using the actual exchange rate, then it will skyrocket, you know. So I've been so considerate, you know. We've been so considerate when it comes to the pricing as well. Duration of Scrum Master course and the fee structure. Are you guys providing the certificate? I think I've answered this. That's Ponema. How can a project, okay. Hello, please, I have a question. How can a project manager share the daily status of the project to the organization? Which type of document, I think? Michelle, do you understand that?
So we do not, if you want to give reports to managers, it depends on the kind of company you're joining. Each company has their unique way. The international company I work with, we have one management meeting every week. And at this meeting, we just give like a report. This is what I've done this week. This is what we hope to do next week. We're on track. Everything is fine. For the fintech, currently we meet every day with management. Then there's one general meeting where each member of the team speaks, and then I give a detailed slideshow review of what we've been able to do. So each company has their unique way of communicating and sharing feedback. Not when you join most of these companies, you'll find out that not a lot of time. There's not a lot of time on ground to be physically meeting and showing reports. A text can just be enough for them. As far as they are looped in, they are satisfied. I hope that answers your question.
Thanks, Michelle. All right, let me go to another question. Bolarinwa. Okay, I think you've answered that. Thank you, sir. David, I can see you are raising your hand in the chat. Do you still have question, David? I can't even, let me search for you. 18. Yeah, no. All right, it's no longer on the call. All right. Please, can you bring up the slide that has the account details? Steven, okay. That is it. Steven, I don't know whether you are still on call. Okay, you are still on call. All right. That is the account details on the screen. Steven, that question is from you. Oluwole Shitu, I don't know whether you have a question. You are pointing somewhere. Oluwole Shitu, I've asked you to unmute. Can you talk?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Sorry, good evening.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have two questions. Number one, please, the tools that you are using for us, please, I just want to ask, hope you're not teaching everything just in a day, because I once sat in a class which all the tools were taught in a day, and
In a day.
some of us has computer knowledge.
Mm,
So I got pissed, and
No,
so I don't
this
want
is
to know. Maybe you have time for us so that we teach us
yeah.
one, we learn. Yeah.
So this is why we are different. If we want to do like others, maybe we'll only say this program is for 1 month or 3 weeks, then we rush you, But instead, this is for 4 months, 4 good months, and the class will hold 3 times a week,
Okay, that's
So
fine.
there's no rushing of anything. It's not like we want to rush and go and collect another people's money. No,
Okay, thank you.
you know.
So number two, concerning the CV review. I hope after the class we won't have the person writing the CV for us doing the review won't charge us a lot. Or if you can
Okay.
just add it to your package and make it
Okay,
easier for everybody.
so this is what we do, because we believe in what is worth doing at all is worth doing well, So that is why we partner with a company that specialize in CV revamping, LinkedIn optimization, and cover letter. So their current rate, which I believe maybe might still be the same next year. So they give our students, Learn with Price students, 70% discount. So this after discount, I think you only pay for all the three. I think 60,000 naira or 60 pounds, one of the two.
Yeah, that's still okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But
And
every
again,
but every other thing we provide that. That's the only thing we don't provide.
thirdly, business analyst. You need to help us to add it to it, maybe, just to have a full package.
We have there's no way, because there's a structure to everything. So we try to merge what goes together most of the time together, right? So we have another master class that focus on project management, Scrum Master, and business analysis. That's a master class on its own as well. But again, this one is fuller because you cover a lot. You cover UI UX, you cover product, you cover project, you cover Scrum, you know. And the reason for that is so that at the end of the training, you are not restricting yourself to just one or applying for just one. You can spread your wings and fly. So you have more than enough you can apply for as a role after the completion of the course, you know. So I hope Oluwole Shitu, you understand what I just said. Hopefully, if not, chat me up on the number on your screen. Let me take it back to the number. Oh, Steven. Okay, yeah, I just did. I'm sorry, I didn't get this earlier. Yeah, I just did again. Yeah. Okay, please, is business analysis included in the training, please? No, Kinde Aderibigbe. No, business analysis is not included. So what is included is Actually, maybe Michelle, maybe you should share that screen again so everyone can see what is included in the package.
All right.
Yeah, let me stop sharing. So many people are asking what is included. So maybe share the screen where everything is stated out, the UI, UX, and everything.
Okay. So yeah, I listed out fields that you can specialize in, and here in this field, you can specialize in UX research, UI UX, specialty, technical writing, marketing, growth product management, SEO management, Scrum mastery, product design. Those are really, and then project management, of course. So those are really the fields that will be made available to you while learning product management. We do product analytics, but we don't necessarily do business analytics. There's a difference between both. But we do analyze our products and manage our product performances to be sure that it is on track with the success goals we set for ourselves when we're creating our products. And then we also do in our research a bit of analyzing of competitors to see how we can take advantage of loopholes that competitors have missed, of course. So there's a touch of analytics, but you see, business analytics is also another very broad sector. So we would touch on it, but we won't go in very in depth with business analytics. I hope that helps.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle.
Sure.
All right, let me share my screen back. All right, I think I've gotten to the last question. All right, I think that is everything. Any other question from anyone, please, before we draw the curtain? Please, you can raise your hand and we try to answer that as quickly as possible. All right, no other questions. So the recording will be made available on our YouTube channel. So you can search for Learn with Pride and just follow us so that you can get the notification of when we are posting it or when we posted it. And also we make it available on the WhatsApp group as well. So you get it on the WhatsApp group as well. And what I will say is you just have to believe in yourself. It's not impossible to achieve that thing that you want to achieve. It's never too late. You just need a good support, that will hold you by the hand and walk the walk with you. And that is what we are doing, and that is what we do. You can check out our you can research about our company. You can check our review on Trustpilot. You can check the what's it called, the testimonies on our Instagram page as well. One thing I can assure you is it will be a money well spent for you. It will be an investment that you will never regret, investing that money because of the returns that you'll be getting at the end of the day. You just have to you just have to take a leap of faith. Okay, quick question. Collins, please, what is going to be the duration for the class in a day? It's 2 hours, so it's 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. And the timing is 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Just 2 hours. So that will be 6 hours a week. But again, as I said earlier on, for you to compete with those who has been doing it in the industry, after the program, you need to invest your own personal time into the journey. So meaning you need to go above and beyond what has been covered in class, meaning you need to dedicate certain hours in a day, every day, to the process as well, because it's not magic, for your input to equals, so it's your input that will equals to your output at the end of the day, So yes, that is it. And it's 3 times a week. All right. How many hours is 2 hours per day? That's 6 hours per week. Can we have the link to the WhatsApp group? I think it was posted earlier on. Let me look for it. I think it was posted earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, it wasn't posted. Okay, let me try to do that before we round up. 1 second. So while I'm trying to do this, please, can you, if you have any question, please, you can feel free to raise your hand and I'll call you to ask your question. I'm trying to paste the WhatsApp link in the chat before we call it a day. So just bear with me. Well, while I'm doing this, I can still answer questions. So if you have any question, please ask me now. Also, you can message me on the WhatsApp group. I said WhatsApp group, on the WhatsApp number. Let me stop sharing for 1 bit and get the WhatsApp link. All right, I'm going to paste this. All right, let me share my screen back. So I'm going to paste it in the chat. So that is the WhatsApp group you can join. I just pasted the link in the chat now. So if you want to join the group, that is the link to join the group. The video will be posted on the group as well. So any final word from anyone, final question before we draw the curtain, and hopefully we'll see you on the journey in January 2024. No question. All right. Thanks everyone that's joined today. We really appreciate, and hopefully we can start the journey together in 2024. We can rewrite the story together and, make that impossible, make it possible. So till then, if you have any questions, if you want to enroll, secure your spot, please WhatsApp me on that, message me on the WhatsApp number on your screen. And yeah, hopefully, we'll see you on the journey and we can rewrite the story together. So for now, from me to you, I say a big thank you. Stay safe out there and have a good night. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Michelle.
Good night, everybody. Bye.